I wanted to share with you how you can use Google Sheets and an add-on called formMule to send personalized emails to all of your students. I had to be out sick earlier in the week, and I needed to send an individual email to all of my students, letting them know what they should be working on during the class period with the sub. I really didn't feel like sending 21 separate emails, so I used this utility to make it much faster. The first thing you want to have is a Google Sheet, and you need a column with all of your students' email addresses. And I had an easy list that I had used from a Google form in the past. Any other information that you'd like to have personalized in the email should also have a column. For instance, I want to greet them by their first name, so I went ahead and put their first name in a column. I also needed to tell them which project they should be working on, so I put a column for that. You could even type a whole paragraph worth of feedback if you wanted. Anything you want to have personalized, just make sure it has its own column in your Google Sheet. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get the add-on. So if you click Add-ons and choose Get Add-ons, you can search for formMule. When it comes up, go ahead and push the blue Free button. And then you'll have to approve and allow the install. And it's all set for you. Now you can go ahead and go to Add-ons, choose your formMule, and set up. The first thing you'll need to do is choose source data and set merge type. The first thing you'll need to do is select the sheet where all your email addresses and all the other data you have is. And if you look down here, you can see that we just have one sheet right now, so I just need to go down and choose sheet 1. Now, form trigger isn't an option here. Normally this tool is used with a Google form, so you can have it send someone an email when they submit a Google form, or there's lots of different ways you can use it. But in this case, we're not using it with a form, so we don't need that option. And I also don't want it to be triggered by time because I want to choose when to send the emails. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose next. Now I only need one template for this because I'm just sending one email to my students. So I just have one template and that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it at send for all rows. There's some other options you can do, but I'm going to say I just want it to send when I tell it to send. And so I'm going to leave it as send for all rows. So now I can choose to save template settings. And then once it's done, I can click next to edit my template. All right, and here's where I'm going to build the email to my students. So in the To box, I'm going to need it to plug in the student's email. So I can come over here and see all the columns that I have created in my Google Sheet. So I'm just going to click Student Email. So now it'll send it to the student's email address. I don't need to CC or BC anyone. I'm going to go ahead and reply to my email address. And then the subject can be whatever I want it to be. Now the subject will be the same for all the students unless I plug in one of the merge tags. But I'm just going to say, how about instructions for class tomorrow or today? Let's say I'm sending this in the morning for them. I've already typed up a little bit of an email to save us some time here. So let's say I want to greet them at the beginning of the email. So I'll say, hello, student name. So I come over and find the student name tag and click it. Now notice it puts this student name : in front of it as if it were like a list. I don't really need that. I just want it to plug in the word of their name. So I'm going to get rid of that part. So hello, student name. So now we'll say, hello, Sandy. Hello, Tom. Hello, Bob. Okay. And then here's my message. I'm off campus today. This is going to give you all you need to know on your best behavior. According to my most recent project check, you should be working on, and here's where I'm going to plug in the current project, because that's where I've typed in which lesson they should be working on. Now again, it does this little lead on. I don't want to have that. I just want it to list the current project. Whatever I've typed in my cell is what I want to show there. If you think you're finished, please move on. Here's the link to the class page, best behavior, all my reminders for them, and then my name. So now what I can do is do preview and send all. And what this is going to do is it's going to show me a preview of what these emails are going to look like. And it's going to plug in all those little boxes I needed. Okay, so this is to student 1, and it's going to be from me. And there's my subject. See how it plugged in their name? Hello, Sandy. And it said lesson 1 because that's what Sandy was supposed to be working on. So now there's 20 emails in here for all of my students, and you can scroll through and see and double check if you need them to be. But see, it greets them all by name, plugs in the lesson they're supposed to be working on. And when you're done, all you have to do is click send now. Off go your 20 emails to all of your students, and you didn't have to send individual ones. The nice thing about formMule is that all these emails will be in my sent box, so I can go back and refer to them later if I need to. Hope you found it helpful.